My boyfriend is guilt-tripping me into moving in with him, despite knowing my cat is dying, and wants me to pick him over my cat to prove I care about this relationship. Posted by you/catthrowaway1235. I, 24F, have been dating my boyfriend, 26M, for a little over a year now, and he really wants me to move in with him. There's just one problem, and it's my cat. My cat is 16 and dying. The vet says it would be unwise to expect him to live beyond 6 months. I've had this cat since I was a child, he's been there for me through everything. There are a few reasons I don't want to move. 1. Moving is really stressful for cats, and I don't want to cause any unnecessary stress for my old boy. And 2. My boyfriend has a fairly energetic Rottweiler, and my cat has never been good with dogs. He was almost killed by one when he was 2 years old. We had to amputate his leg because it was so badly crushed and injured. I understand that my boyfriend wants me to be close to him, I want that too, but is it really so much to ask for a few months until my cat passes away? It hurts me so much that he keeps calling me unfair and not committed to this relationship. I am committed. But my longest friend is dying, and I want him to be comfortable. He doesn't seem to grasp how important my cat is to me. He has never liked cats and even made the joke, when he's gone, I will finally be your number one man. I don't know how to handle this at all. Any advice is welcome. Relevant comments. Commenter. If he has a dog, how can he not understand what it's like to love an animal? Ops response. He doesn't think cats actually have emotions or anything. He's one of those people who think cats are evil and dogs are a saving grace, which was fine before. I understand that not liking cats is almost as common as liking them. Update 1 day later. First off, let me say I'm still shaking, so if this is a rambled mess, I'm sorry. All your kind words from yesterday made me cry, thank you all so much. I thought I would give some backstory on how my boyfriend and I met. It was through a support group, as I mentioned. Growing up, until age 7, I had a very abusive dad. When I was 7, he tried to kill my mother and me. Luckily, the cops intervened and took him away. My mom charged him, and he was put away. When the trial was done, we moved, and my mom gave me Mumu, don't judge the name, I was 8, from a local shelter. I didn't fit in at the new school, and Mumu was the best thing in my life. Back to the support group. I shared my story, and my boyfriend confronted me afterward, saying he also had abusive parents growing up, and we bonded over our similar situations. I didn't realize how much control he had over me until recently. He convinced me to stop seeing my therapist, and we also stopped going to group. He used to tell me what to wear and how to style my hair, it's very curly, and recently, I've been straightening it because he would always say it looked better. A few hours ago, I invited him over for lunch and to talk. Luckily, Mumu was in my room sleeping. I told him what you guys said, mentioning that if it were his dog, he would be upset. He blew up and told me that wasn't the point was that I wasn't committed to him or didn't care about us. He started throwing things, a glass, some books I had lying around, and some picture frames. It was terrifying. I had never seen him this angry before, and I just reverted back to what I used to do as a kid, curl up, cover myself as much as possible, and stay quiet. Bless my roommate, who came home during this fit. She had brought the security guard because, as she was walking in, she heard the shouting and items breaking. My boyfriend was escorted out. As he left, I just screamed, "Don't come back." I hope it sticks. I've blocked his number, and my landlady has been notified not to let him in, as have the guards. Next step is informing the neighbors. I don't really know what to do from here. I emailed my therapist, hopefully, she will let me come back. My mom is on the way over right now, and my roommate is with me too. I'm so terrified. I didn't realize how much control he had over me. I thought all his early behaviors were just because he had clingy issues from his own upbringing. I'm going to take a bath, relax, let my hair go curly again, and cuddle my baby. I'm really glad Mumu was in my room. Thank you all for the help. I didn't think any of this was wrong until you guys pointed it out. I still love him and feel bad for him. He had a crappy upbringing too, and I'm sure he's messed up from it, but I'm going to try to move on. After my cat dies, I'm going to move out of this place to somewhere he doesn't know about. Thank you all again. Edit. For everyone who wants to see Mumu, I don't want to be identified in case anyone I know or may know in the future finds this. That's why I made a throwaway, as I do have a regular Reddit account. Imagine this, a pretty big tomcat, mainly white with 3 huge black spots on his back, leg, and the side of his head. Mine is the back right leg, and yellow eyes. 8-year-old me thought he looked like a cow, and cows moo, hence the name Mumu. He's pretty derpy, but he's mine. Relevant comments. Commenter. I'm pretty sure this comment will get lost among the others, but maybe you'll see it, and I think you need all the support right now, no matter how small. I'm sure it's hard to let him go, and you still love him. It's not like you can fall out of love in a matter of seconds. But please, please stay strong and don't take him back under any circumstances. I'm sure you already know this, as you seem like an extremely bright and sensible lady, but maybe you need to read this in a weaker moment. Surround yourself with all the support you can, family, friends, therapy, and take legal action if needed. I don't care how awful his upbringing was. It might be a reason for his behavior, but it is never an excuse. Don't let history repeat itself. Take care, and cuddle your buddy. Ops response. Thank you. My mom got here a while ago, and she said the same thing, don't end up like she did. It's scary how I almost went into the same cycle. I love him, but some of the things he screamed at me, I hate that cat, I'll kill him, among others, scared me. I could never expose my cat to that. I won't go back to someone who would hurt something so close to me. Second update 6 years 7 months later. Hi everyone, this is kind of crazy. I was on my regular Reddit account, I am an avid follower of this subreddit, when I saw my own post on here. I thought I would give some updates. Mumu died around 4 months after this post. He was put down since his quality of life was declining rapidly, and while he could have lived maybe another 3 or 4 months, I didn't want that for him. He was in the last stages of kidney disease and needed so many drugs and subcutaneous hydration just to keep him going. I miss him every single day. I still have his ashes with me, and I make sure to keep him in a sunbeam on the window, that was his favorite thing. Regarding my ex. The embarrassing part is that I still felt so bad for him for so long. I saw a comment on the original post that said it sounded like I was just looking for validation that his behavior wasn't okay, and I think that's true. Besides controlling my hair, he also pretty much decided everything in our relationship, what we did together, what we ate, and the shows we watched. It seemed so small at the time that he never wanted to go to the places I picked or listen to the music I liked. He always had a reason at first, but then eventually, it was just because he didn't want to do those things. And for some reason, I let that happen. I did try to go back to that therapist and the group, but even after I told her and them what happened, I felt unsafe being there. For the first few months, he would stake out my apartment, and I couldn't trust that he wasn't also following me to therapy. Maybe stake out isn't the right word, but he would leave letters, packages, and other things outside my building, so I knew he was there. He could be there at any time. The cops were not helpful since he never made himself known to me, although my roommate swears she saw him a couple of times across the street. They basically just told me to be careful. My therapist and I moved to phone calls for a while. I don't know if this will surprise anyone, but it turns out my ex-boyfriend was into no sugar. A lot of our fights, looking back, I now think he was high for at least some of them, especially the last blow-up. He ended up getting into a fight with some guys at a bar, and he was messed up when he got booked. This was probably about a month or so after Mumu died. I broke my lease, which my roommate, who I'm still friends with, was really nice about. I moved back in with my mom, who lives in a different town, for a few months before finding another job just one town over from her. This was her suggestion. She wanted to keep an eye on me and make sure I didn't let him back into my life. She was, and still is, my rock. He got out after only a few months for good behavior, and while he didn't know where I lived, I am extremely thankful for my mom. There were times when I'd hear that his experience had changed him, through people I knew, and I would think, maybe he has changed. I was so lonely without Mumu. My mom shut those thoughts down every time. She would ask me things like, even if you go back, what then? You get married and have kids? Do you think he would be a good father? It was sobering to think of what I experienced as a child being repeated. Eventually, I steeled myself with the help of a new therapist, recommended by my old one, and worked a lot on my self-confidence, on what I deserve. When COVID hit, I had a lot of time to break down parts of my life I hadn't before. I've tried being in relationships since, but there was always this underlying feeling of stress in each one. About 2 years ago, I realized that I think I'm asexual. Sex was always so uncomfortable for me. Even when it was physically enjoyable, I never really wanted the act. I just assumed this was trauma and a fear of intimacy. That's what most people and therapists had told me. I am currently in a relationship with a lovely person, and we are both asexual. We do kiss, but we rarely ever move beyond that. With them, there is no expectation for more. They also come from a less than happy childhood. They were in the foster system, but that isn't my story to share, so I won't. Just know that I am happy. We have been together for a year, and they are so considerate and kind. They bring me flowers at least once a month, make sure I can express myself, encourage my interests, and actually want to hear about them. Most of all, they love my curly hair, and they love cats. I never adopted another cat after Mumu. I think I was terrified for a long time that if I did, they could be used against me. My partner has 2 cats, whom I love. We are currently trying to work out moving in together. My place has a better location, but theirs is larger. We've decided to try and find a completely new place together that we can both agree on, but the process for rentals right now is horrid. There have been 2 places so far that we applied to and didn't get. Anyway, my life is going great. I still have lots of trauma that I live with, but I know I can get back up when I fall. I have people I love who also love me. I probably won't respond to any comments, and I'll most likely delete this account in a few days. I don't need it anymore. But before I did, I thought leaving one last update was called for. Thank you for all your kind words and for helping me find the confidence to get out of that relationship. Much love to everyone.